Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech. The
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
good morning, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. We have a show for you. We're going to jump into some topics that might resonate with people, especially those transitioning within the tech industry. And if we have time, we'll definitely talk about some other things that are happening that we believe is relevant. But housekeeping, first and foremost, we want to just say thank you for rocking with us, whether you're listening to this on a podcast, because we are on podcast form as well, or if you're watching us live on YouTube. We definitely want you to know that we appreciate you and want you to know that this is a call in show. So we want to keep you alert. So as soon as the link drops, you could go ahead and call into the show if you want to hear more about the topic at hand. All right. So go ahead. You don't have to show your face, but you could definitely share your commentary, your thoughts about a topic, especially this one, because it might be actually one that affects a lot of people who are trying to transition, whether they're trying to transition back into the workforce or they're having some other transitions they're trying to do going into another role at another company. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Trey to share more about the topic, and we'll dive right in.
Yes, sir. Man, listen, it's one of those things where we have to be cognizant of what's going on out here. And this is one of the ways, right? Talk that tech. And so right now they're saying almost half. And if y'all don't know what that is, that's 50%. So almost half of CEOs plan to stop hiring junior workers. So let's talk about it. So not necessarily slow down hiring junior workers, full stop. Now, what the survey found, they surveyed, it included 415 CEOs. So that's a large subset right there. Um, and 43% said that they plan to move away from junior roles over the next 2 years. So last year, just to put this into context, last year, that number was 17%. That's a crazy jump, y'all. That's a crazy jump. So to go from only 17% to 43%, massive jump in a very short period of time. And so here's what's happening. Obviously, we know the big overarching hanging looming thing in the room is AI is now handling a lot of those entry level tasks. So when it comes to writing code, summarizing documents, generating reports, customer support, right? Administrative workflows, these companies are starting to ask themselves, why should we hire and train and spend all this money on juniors when AI can pretty much handle this lower level work? And we can spend time tweaking that, because once we get it right, then it's almost set it and forget it, because it's going to do exactly what you tell it to do every single time, without a hitch, pretty much. So the workforce obviously is changing. These a lot of these traditional companies uh, are the structures similar, like mostly look like a pyramid, right? You got a lot of these juniors and junior level employees at the bottom, and then as you get to the top, you see fewer managers going up there. And so now a lot of these companies are shifting towards what they're calling a diamond shape. So it's thin at the bottom, wider in the middle, and then just leaner overall. Here's what that means for us, or actually what companies. These companies, they want fewer beginners, more mid-level operators who can manage AI systems immediately. So they already know about these AI systems in their space and how to use them and work them. That's how they're going. That's how they're going right now. And as far as that, the same report that we're talking about, right? The 43% of CEOs, that same report also revealed that only 27% of CEOs said AI met their ROI expectations. So they're nearly a quarter in, right? And AI had zero revenue impact. So companies, they're cutting these junior workers for technology that still isn't necessarily fully delivering financially. Now, that being said, maybe that's in those spaces and it is in other spaces. So you have to also keep that in mind, but also what business owner is only looking at the short term. So we have to remember that long-term tail of, okay, yes, it's nothing up front, but most business owners, they don't necessarily care about revenue coming in within 3 to 5 years. So if they can stay at net zero or barely, getting a return, they're pretty much happy with that for a good 3 to 5 years. So we have to also keep that in mind. But either way, also wanted to bring out historically these junior workers also ended up becoming the senior workers at some point. So if these companies stop building entry level pipelines, they're also going to create a future with talent shortage, basically, because no, they're not being hired. So how else am I going to get this experience that I need to become a higher level individual? That's interesting. We'll see. But either way, at some point you got to stop, or you have to develop these people. You can't just not develop them at some point. So I don't know, y'all. Everybody trains differently on companies. And so what they're saying now is they want workers who can operate with AI from day one. So if that's not you, you probably should get on it. And it's a different strategy out here today, y'all. So what it means for you. Number one, we've been talking about this for a few years now, so we can't necessarily panic because it's not like we haven't been seeing writing on the wall or hearing rumblings. We know something is coming as far as how they're shifting and operating. So just position yourself accordingly, right? So we got to learn how to work alongside AI and these tools, but then also your AI literacy. It is pretty much a baseline at this point in your career and career infrastructure. It's not really what we have to remember as well. The goal is not competing against AI, because at the end of the day, you are the human side, and there is something to, like you can hang something on that. But the goal is also to become a person who knows how to use it better than everyone else. Almost like, back when computers first came, like, if you could work the computer or Excel very well in certain roles, like that was super valuable versus somebody who didn't know how to work Excel. So bottom line, y'all, you got to know the competition, and the competition is not the robot. Okay. It's the person who learns how to work with the robots before you did. That's who your competitor is. We got to know that. But either way, that's where we at, Joseph. That's where we're at, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's changing. Diamond shaped organizations now.
Diamond shaped. And yeah, and I definitely want to go to the comment section before I say anything, because Tech Coach Ralph, he is in the building. Good morning, Tech Coach Ralph. Appreciate you for stopping on by. He said a lot of college students, kids are graduating without practical AI experience and exposure, making them useless to the market. With all that we have right now, that happening can't happen. I really wanted to bring up this topic because there was a discussion on LinkedIn from someone who's a coach as well. He has been specifically for SDRs. He's been in this field for years before SDR was even a thing. I actually interviewed him on my channel a while ago, Manuel Carpenter. And he's a manager for a very large a very large tech company. And what he was saying was like, man, are there not any more SDR roles that don't require experience? Now, SDR, for those who don't know, that stands for Sales Development Representative. The counterpart to that is Business Development Representative. He was saying when he was getting into the industry, a lot of people basically were like, that if you want to get in, become an SDR, specifically an inbound SDR, which means you're handling inbound leads that come into the organization. You're qualifying them, you're validating them, and then you're basically also passing them on to an account executive, sales director, whatever terminology it is. So he was saying that because he's coaching a lot of people right now, people that are either transitioning from other careers, college students, like we mentioned, but like you mentioned, tech coach Ralph, and others specifically in that field, he is noting this discrepancy where the people are saying 1 to 5 years of experience. but
Yeah.
really it was an entry level role that was supposed to give you experience in the first place. So he's like, what's going on? Like, are there people hiring? And if you are hiring, let me know in the chat. And it just made me think about how times have really changed, because that, not saying that there aren't companies that aren't hiring people straight from college and for certain roles, but there are roles that we think we talked about this last week or the week before, that you need to come with a portfolio in hand. Like, this is what I did. And like what you just said, Tech Back Trey, is like we need to also have understanding of what AI skills need to be leveraged in these different groups. We got companies like Cursor. We talked about them a while ago. They're all about vibe coding, and they made huge partnerships. And so if you're like, man, I know how to code, but you don't know how to use a tool like Claude Code. Actually, let me point this up, and I'm gonna pass it over. But if you don't know like certain tools, then you're actually doing a disservice to yourself. Tech Coach Ralph said Georgia Tech had a hackathon competition sponsored by Claude Code, building an app in 3 hours. They will get those jobs. That is a really good point.
Yeah.
Because what are they doing? They're leveraging the technology beforehand, and they're becoming more efficient. Creating an app in 3 hours, that's like a couple years ago, that was almost unheard of,
I mean, I could create the structure of one, right? Or probably, but the whole thing
in 3
you're
hours.
leveraging. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then Tech Coach Ralph also says another issue is that people primarily focus on what the very large companies do versus what mid to smaller levels have to do. Say that one more time. Another issue is that people primarily focus on what the very large companies do versus what mid to smaller levels have to do.
That's so good.
Yeah, if you could expand upon that as well, I think some people just for those in the back.
I mean, and just to kind of talk about it, if he decides to expand on that, like, bro, it almost that statement right there reminds me of a lot of times when you look at, maybe I'll just bring in like content creation. There's so many other things that it can apply to, but a lot of times what you see on maybe YouTube or any of the other platforms, you have a lot of the larger creators, right? Like, I don't know, a Mr. Beast. A lot of people would know who that is. But you have like a lot of these larger creators. Then you have people who are brand new that try and start, and they start trying to do the stuff that they see a Mr. Beast do right now, or maybe a lot of these vlog creators right now. And they can create a title that says, I went out last night. And that's all the title is on the YouTube video. And it gets 200,000 views. And the people who just started out, they try and make a title like that, like, on my way to the store, and it gets 0. And it's because you can't do what they're doing, because they're doing something. They're already in a different space. A lot of people already know them. You need to figure out what they did when they were coming up, when they were small, and reverse engineer that, because that's what's really going to give you impact later down the road, not what they're doing now, because it's just not the same. And so, with that right now, is you have, like he said, you have people who they're focusing on these very large companies, and the stuff that they're doing in those companies is not the same as these bootstrap startups and these mid and small level teams and companies. And that's what we should be focused on. Okay, like, how are they operating? Oh, I need to know the full, no, my role is not as the SDR just making this outbound call. I better know how to, source these leads as well. I better know how to, construct good emails as well. Like, and there's so many more things as that bootstrap company, as, things like that they need out of an individual versus, hey, all you're going to do here, we have people for and we have dedicated email writers. They're going to have those templates in your CRM. Don't worry about it. Just click and send. We have dedicated, like,
Mm-hmm.
Not if you're small. So it's just totally different. So
Yeah, I think right now, it's just speaking from the world we live in. I think a lot of people that are either SDRs and even AEs are becoming more of what they call go-to-market engineers, where they're
yeah,
leveraging
yeah,
these tools at the bat. It's almost like you have to come into the organization with a tech stack knowledge,
yeah.
and it'll be like, hey, this is how I leverage this in the past. I leverage in the past. I know there's groups right now, like, of people even reaching out and asking each other, hey, what technology are you using? You know, what are you leveraging? Because I just need to be in the know. And that's how the conversation is going. It's not even like introduction to your company. It's not like whatever. It's like, hey, what tech stack are you using? Because I never heard that one before. Tell me more. And now it's becoming a shared knowledge out of necessity to be abreast about what's going on, so that when you get into these conversations with leaders, you're not only providing like, hey, I can do the job, but hey, do you know about this particular tool? Wait, what does that tool do? Well, it does X, Y, and Z. It helps you with signals or whatever the case may be. You got to come with that preconceived knowledge. Tech Coach Ralph says people always say what the hiring practices are based on what large companies are doing. Smaller companies still need workers, but they also need them to use AI. Very true. Very true. So yeah. So for those who didn't hear that or see it earlier, Tech Coach Ralph was talking about another issue that people have. They focus on what larger companies are doing versus what smaller companies really need. And small companies definitely need people. They need people to be more efficient, need people to do their job. So kind of going back to the Georgia Tech comment here, for those who didn't see, how in Georgia Tech they had a hackathon competition sponsored by Cloud Called, and they were building apps in 3 hours, which we talked about. It was unheard of almost years ago, but now it's like commonplace because of vibe coding and the ability to basically not just have to not be able to just create the app through these different LLMs and things of that nature, but to also have the skill set, the knowledge to check your work, make sure it's good and functioning and able to be deployed. Um, Techo Draft also says most people probably wasn't going to get the job before AI at the companies they say aren't hiring due to AI. Oh well, yeah. They're like, they probably weren't good enough anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so also don't use that excuse either. Well, man, I didn't get hired because AI. Like, nah, you probably wasn't in the game.
Yeah, yeah, you probably was in the game, for sure. But listen, y'all, let us know your thoughts on this. This is a topic that will it definitely affects us. I want to know from people who have been looking for jobs currently, because we are in a very interesting market right now. Do you find that arises a lot, where it's like, you know what, they're asking me for things that I didn't have to worry about years before, um, and I don't know what to do, or I do know what to do. I'm actually working on it now, but it's really hard to get in because of it. You could comment below, and we'll definitely share your comment. But if you have any if you want to share, go ahead and click the link. You could call in, let us know your thoughts, and we definitely want to hear from you. NC Worker, it's been a minute. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to have
Good
you on.
morning.
Glad to have
Yes,
you on,
sir.
man. Would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. We're talking about entry. A lot of junior level jobs are getting cut. People are asking for 1 to 5 years of experience for a junior level job, and so these something that used to be kind of like 1 or 2. We're starting to see them more commonly across the board. So just wanted to hear your thoughts on this as well.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
yeah.
for commenting as on this. But yeah, I mean, any other thoughts you have about this particular thing? One thing I could say is, depending on the organization, the career, the second part of this question, or for the time that we had, is a career ladder breaking. I think in some ways it has definitely been morphed. And Speaking from my personal experience, but I think it's definitely been morphed. There's a lot of organizations that are, well, let me say it like this. I believe, depending on the organization that you're with, they either have something established in regards to a pipeline for upward mobility, or they are figuring it out on the way. Because a lot of things are changing, where they're like, hey, we don't need somebody junior. We need somebody seasoned right now. So there's going to be this little gap here, and we just got to figure it out. We just got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop right there, though, because NC Worker says, I would say do internships and private projects to help you get that experience. You know what's so funny? I was talking to somebody was saying this the other day, but it's more in the music industry. How they're not many internships anymore, or
Mm-mm.
many people like knocking on doors to get
I was
internships.
just about to say that.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you talk about that more. But that's
I mean,
that's
it's
something I
it's
heard.
not really long. It's not really long. It's just not really a lot of internships out there either.
Yeah, like so people aren't even offering internships, apprenticeships, things that used to be like commonplace. And my question is, and this is for the audience as well, is it because people are not interested in internships and apprenticeships anymore, or is it because people aren't offering it anymore? Like what's the cause for the lack of
Yeah,
that like
it's like it's not really a lot of them, and if they are, then it's like really strict. Like, okay, if you're, I don't know, 19 to such and such, like
Mhm.
really, really strict. But it's not a lot of them.
Yeah, NC Worker said a mixture of both. And then Tech Coach Ralph says we just got a bunch of interns at work. I
How,
mean,
how old? How old were they, bro?
yeah,
Nah.
my our interns definitely were out of college. The ones that at my
Yeah,
company, they're
yeah.
still in college. Some of them,
Same.
and they're
Even
doing
like,
stuff in the summer.
what do they call that? Like ABDRs. Normally,
Mm,
like college, like right out of college.
yeah,
But I mean, yeah, you don't really because actually, um, some of the ABDRs they were actually still in college, so it was like part time. Like, okay, we'll have y'all do the sleuthing and build you up, and then once you graduate, then it's full time, and then then it's on from there. But like he said, we're headquartered across the street from the college.
so it's like
Yeah,
just come across the street, get your internship done. So
yeah,
yeah, no, I think that's a good point that you made though, is that internships don't guarantee the job, you know. It's internships are just like, hey, let's see how you do. Some
yeah,
people do get that call back, but some people
yeah,
that like that's it. That was the internship. But their goal is now their job is now leverage that internship into other opportunities and say, hey, I interned at Google or I'm just saying big names, but any other company, right? And I can do the job. This is the projects that I worked on. This is I build a portfolio that way. But like I think like that's the case with a lot of work now is that those internships, like you mentioned, NC Worker, that's gonna be your ticket in sometimes. And
yeah,
I maybe
yeah.
not even to the same company, but to another one for sure.
100.
For sure. Tech Coach Ralph says it's an experience builder. Most college students have no corporate experience. Absolutely. Absolutely.
None.
And it could be to their detriment to make it their first job, a corporate one, where they're like, hey, I don't even know. I'm talking about doing the job, like professional decorum. Like,
I knew where you were going.
it's like you like not like speaking out of turn or just like showing up on time, dressing the part,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
obviously if you work in tech, there's a little bit of freedom to how you dress compared to what it traditionally was, but there's still a level of people watching you like, what is he wearing, right?
I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
What is she wearing? Like not
Yeah.
not just what is he wearing? What is she wearing? Oh my
Well,
gosh.
yeah, he, she, they, yep, everybody. Um, what are they wearing? And Techo Drop says, even with internship, you have to build your own portfolio with valuable work. And let's emphasize valuable work. What is considered valuable? It's considered valuable by the person that is of interest. So if you come into talking about doing prospecting to a biochemist, they're like, cool, whatever. What do you know about this other stuff? So it's really kind of building the right skills that can translate, the right project that can translate into your field. So you're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Anybody have experience where they're like, yo, I've been trying, but it's been like, man, I can't break through. And this is one of the things that this channel's about. Is that's why we talk about these sort of things, because we know there's certain people that are watching this channel that are transitioning, that are trying to figure it out, and that are trying to leverage what they can, and we want to be that resource to just kind of share. Also, shout out to Tech Coach Ralph. Got a chance to quickly go on his channel and see what he was doing over there, and what he was sharing with the community that he's building over there. So definitely lock in with Tech Coach Ralph if you can. Go to youtube.com/@Tech Coach Ralph, the @ symbol, Tech Coach Ralph. to see what it is that he's working on. He's doing something almost every day, pretty much every day. Almost, I want to give him a break, right? So almost every day. But if you lock in, subscribe, hit the bell notification, you'll be able to find out more about the work that he's doing in there. And what he's doing is basically bringing you into his world of how he learns different things, and even reacting to certain things in the news based off of his perspective as well. So yes, y'all, keep letting us know what your thoughts are on this conversation. We're going to kind of dive into a scenario or a situation that kind of closely resembles it. But before we do that, man, how was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good, bro. Not really a whole lot on the front side of the weekend. I mean, earlier in the week, I did end up going to go play golf, and the rain, it held up enough to where it was pretty good. Had a really good time out there, man. First time actually out there this year, or not even this year, but in some months. But yeah, I had a good time. And then as far as Sunday, I had a good time. We had family come in from Africa. And so just wanted to gather up as many of the folks as possible to, see them while they're here for a few months. Or not even a few months, few weeks. They'll be here for like 5 more weeks. So till they go back. They just moved. So she was one of the ones who, they built a nice big old house over in Africa and moved a few years ago now.
Oh, nice.
And so yeah, just always good to see family. Yeah, so had good food, good eat, good laughs, and then came on back to the house. So yeah, that was my weekend. How about yours?
No, man, my weekend was just trying to get my family moved back. We did some construction at the house, and trying to get my family moved right back in. We're back, but it's still a lot more, so a few more work to do. So it's been good, but tiring to say the least. And so yeah, it's been one of those different things, man. Before we go on, Tech Coach Ralph had another comment that I thought was interesting. I wanted to share. He said 99%. And this is about the CEOs not hiring junior roles because of AI. It said 99%, maybe higher, of people want to do the minimum amount of work. So you take this class. As soon as they meet that level, they apply and pray for every single job, no skill refinement. Now, there was a time that probably could have worked 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
This day is getting stricter and stricter. So I wouldn't even, skill refinement is definitely key. And building from there. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go into our topic, one of our segments that we call the Tech Wire. The Tech Wire is brought to you by Secure the Badge, the ultimate guide for upcoming tech events. Explore more at securethebadge.com. Now, I was able to join the community call as well as Trey this past week.
I thought I saw you on there.
Yeah, I was at Home Depot, so I'm not gonna lie. I was in and out trying to get stuff for the house, but I was listening to most of it, and they did have a guest who was event founder, a tech event founder, speaking about their experiences. They were also talking about tickets to a very large event. They already have 20 people signed up for this, but they're gonna give. I won't mention it because you gotta find out for yourself. But but if you go into this community that they have, securethebadge.com, and you go down to join the community, you're gonna see a price tag on that thing. Don't let it scare you because it literally pays for itself, especially if you plan to go to this large event that was hosted in Houston last year. I'll just say that much. 20 tickets were already dropped for 20 people already signed up for that, and they're about to drop a bunch more tickets for that particular event. We talked about Africa just now, so I'll give you another clue there. So definitely, if you are looking to go to any event this year, definitely check it out because it literally pays for itself and more.
Or speak at one.
If you've been looking to speak at events and get into that space, this is a great opportunity because they are opportunities I think that they were talking about in that very room that we were on, where they were like, hey, they're looking for speakers for this or that. So definitely check that out. June is coming up. There's a lot of different events. New York Tech Week is happening June 2nd to the 8th. Atlanta Tech Week is happening June 8th to the 13th. STEM Noir is happening in June, as well as Run the World Summit, end of June 24th, 27th. So there's a lot of different events coming up in June, a few in May, including the Philly Tech Week and Women in Tech Global Conference, which happened already. But check it out for yourself. join the community and get the benefits from it. I just want to make sure y'all all got a chance to hear that out. So we have another topic that we wanted to talk with you today. That we know that would be, I believe that would be helpful, because Apple was AI agents in the App Store, right? So I'm going to explain a bit more about this. But I think we touched this topic on maybe a couple weeks ago. Not from Apple's point of view, but from other companies that might be leveraging this. But basically, Apple might replace your apps, the one that you might replace your apps, not update them, but replace them. So right now, every app on your phone just sits there waiting for you to open it, right? So you tap, you do the work, you close it. Apple is exploring a future where instead of you using an app, an AI agent uses it for you. So book the dinner, AI agent does that. Buy the shoes, the AI agent does that. Fill out a form, done. It's already taken care of. So without you lifting a finger, and they want these agents living right inside the App Store. So with strict privacy guardrails, so they don't go rogue, and then all of a sudden you got a 70-foot TV in front of your door. Like, I didn't buy that. So here's the thing though. Every time Apple quote unquote has explored something, developers had to scramble to rebuild their entire business model around it. So remember when they killed Flash? They push subscriptions, or now they have agents as a conversation. The developers who stay ahead of Apple's pivot win, but the ones who ignore it get buried in the update graveyard. So if you're learning mobile development right now, don't just learn how to build apps. According to this article, it's saying learn how to build agents, because the App Store of 2028 may look nothing like the one on your phone today. So I wanted to throw that out there because I thought that was very interesting, especially since we've been talking about Apple kind of being behind the AI game right now. But I wanted to get your thoughts on this, and for you all to kind of just get your feedback on this one. While you guys are getting your thoughts together, I'm gonna go to Tech Coach Ralph's topic. Right? He said his comment here. He said, "I'll tell my wife I didn't buy it. The agent felt we needed it, and AI is always right."
No, facts. You're like, look, I don't know. It just did it. It said we needed it. Like, I have no clue.
Man, how many excuses will spouses have for this though? They're like, "Hey, listen, I mean, I thought about getting this thing off of Amazon. It just did it for me. I mean, it's reading my thoughts now. Cerebral. It's I guess they got this Neuralink connection with it.
For real.
Oh man,
you was just thinking out loud, and then AI, hey, it ran, it went through the budget. It said it was in the budget, and it went ahead and got it for us as a surprise, a gift for us from AI.
I had that conversation yesterday with my wife about something. She's like, "I didn't realize I bought this. How much worse is gonna get?"
Not I didn't realize.
Oh man, she's like, I bought this and that, and this came. I don't know what happened. Da, da, da. So now we got AI agents doing it on our behalf. Oh man, but that's how the world is. Everything is moving to an agentic flow. Even the web browsers, right? And I know Trey, you dived into that a little bit yourself about agentic web browsers. But for those who don't know, that's another shift that we're going to start to see more and more of, where the way things are going to be moving, you just be talking. Just be doing stuff for you.
Hey, I will say, man, I do love the fact, like, how when you trying to buy something and you just searching around trying to get that one code, like, I don't care if it's 10%, just I'm on clicking through websites, right? It's one of the only times where I'll go past the first page on Google, and now you land on the website and you're at checkout and you're like, hey, go find me the best code for this page, for this item, for this page, for this brand. And it's just going to come back with the code. And then you just paste it in and it works and you purchase. Like, I love that. I love that for me. No, I'm playing, but I do. I know, right? But I do love the fact that you can do that. And this is, I mean, essentially, if it rolls out, it's just another version or tier higher than that, right? Like, it's just crazy.
Tech Coach Ralph said that Trey just gave me an idea. Have AI adjust the budget, make room to make it happen. Feel free to borrow from the mortgage, car note, kids college fund to make it happen.
Bro, that see now that right there, that'll get you shot. And probably you want to add those guardrails into the prop. Like, hey, when you're doing budget, don't take out of the kids' college fund. Don't take out of the mortgage or the corner. like, yeah, those are the negative prompts that you got to add in there, so that it doesn't do that. Because, hey, one thing about it, it's gonna make some work. Like, if you try to make it work, it's gonna move stuff around. It's gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Now, what ends up on the other side of that, you'd be like, no, I didn't want you to do that, or like, no, I wasn't really trying to, take from there. But it's gonna make it happen. If you need it done, it's gonna make it happen.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? It's a video that I sent to you, I think a couple weeks ago, last week. How this? I mean, is it probably a video, and was that the real thing? Maybe, but how people are like these Jarvis videos are popping up where everybody's trying to use AI agents, and they're calling it Jarvis from Iron Man, to basically kind of like do actual functions for them, and they're just speaking it out and like, hey, tell me about that, and all of a sudden it's like running different websites and so on and so forth. We are, as much as we want to laugh about that, the Jetsons did have FaceTime, and so now we're living in a FaceTime world where it's so normal. But I think everybody's gonna probably have their personal Jarvis in a couple of years. That literally they're just talking. They say, "Hey, I need the best code for this couch that I see here," and because it works so fast, and because we're getting more impatient as a society, that all of a sudden it's like that's the way to go. I'm not gonna even lie. When it comes to like even using ChatGPT, whatever I can use, if I can't find the dictation button, I'm hitting function D and I'm speaking, and I'm just like trying to get my thoughts out there, and getting these applications doing, because I feel like I could express myself more verbally quicker and get things done faster that way versus literally trying to type it in all the time. And so what these AI agents are gonna look like, man, I'm curious. What are your thoughts, man? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Tech Coach Ralph has already given it to us. But how do you feel about this? How do you feel about AI agents taking over the App Store, and not just the App Store, but other functions in general? We're gonna see it with when you call into like a Walmart, they got an AI agent. When other places are having AI agents, and they're more patient with you than a human being. Let us know what your thoughts are.
And while they're doing that, I'll say too, man. Another thing to think about there is if like the AI agent, well, I'll say this. What I was thinking about is the people who understand, like who know apps and all this kind of stuff. If they see this and they can build into their workflow thinking about this already, and they can be in position for if it or when it does happen, like that's going to be the winners. Like I'll say right now, even right now, just I was talking with my brother yesterday. We were talking about GTA 6 at some point is coming out, right? And how there were people who, I mean, GTA in general is a big game and they make a lot of money, but there are a subset of people who make a good chunk of money on the side of that business by, I'm going to mod this whole area, or I'm going to create different things that people can buy in the game, and they make a crazy amount of money on that. So obviously, looking towards 6, there are not a lot of people thinking about that side of it, right? They're just waiting for the actual game to come out, and they're going to buy the game and they're going to be immersed and play in it and jump into other people's mods or however that works. But the people who are thinking on that side are going to get to a good chunk of change. Well, same thing here, right? Like if you're a mobile app maker, you probably don't necessarily need the best designed app. But if your app integrates well with like AI agents, or you built it with that in mind that it might happen,
Yeah.
then the utility of that app now becomes way more important than necessarily the interface design, because people want what works, and then you can always update the design later. But
Uh-huh.
so not just necessarily leaning hard on the mobile development side, but learning again, how do these AI workflows and agents systems, how did that work? How did the automation layers and building those in, like, even easier API integrations? How can I just integrate these APIs just to be there? Like all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I think that it'll get, if it does happen, you'll be right there waiting for the goods.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to share this because Tech Coach Ralph, when he said this story, it got me like, let me look into this real quickly. So it's actually this from New York Post, where they said this. The article reads: Southwest Airlines bans robots after humanoid Stewie takes a flight. And so I just had to share this because I thought it was hilarious. You gotta see. So you see Stewie right here. Stewie is aboard a plane. People. Oh, sorry. This is.
What are you doing? Coming back from the restroom?
I have no idea. I'm trying to see if I can get a nice picture for y'all, but it's acting kind of crazy right now. But anyway, Stewie is right there walking up on the plane. He's boarding the flight. And so then here you can see the stewardess is like, yo, what are you doing here? Stewie's like, I'm not, I bought my ticket like everybody else. And let me move this comment so you can see it better. But yeah, Stewie is having fun right now. And so then you see the picture of Stewie waited online. And so they basically kind of like said, no, we have banned robots because this is not how we're gonna do things, right? Who knows who the robot is carrying? So but I thought it was hilarious because
did it make it through TSA?
I mean, apparently so. I mean, it literally, marches down, as it says, it marches down the plane aisle trying to get to its seat. It's the Southwest. It's seemed very very perplexed with what's going on. Oh man! So we live in a amazing world.
Could you imagine?
Techno says I'm boycotting Southwest Airlines.
boycott Southwest, bro. That's crazy. Could you imagine sitting next to the robot? Like it pulls up and you in the aisle seat, and it's like, hey, yo, I need to get him. Yeah, I need to get by the window, and then y'all are having a conversation. Like it's trying to have a conversation with you. Like, hey,
I'm gonna record that.
Are you good to talk on planes? Or, I'm kind of bored here. And then, bro, that's crazy. I actually have to go to the restroom. Like for what? For what? Just the experience. I need the airplane experience. So I'm going to the restroom. They come down with the cart, you didn't ask me if I wanted a cranberry or ginger ale.
What are they? He's like, I don't care if I short circuit. Just give it to me.
Oh, bro, that's crazy. No,
that is crazy, man. Oh man. And then also Teco Ralph said Spark City in Nebraska. Man, there's a lot of things. I want to tell you, OTT says I'm having an oil leak. That's why I need to go to the bathroom. I gotta drain the whistle.
Not next to me.
Teco Ralph says Spark City in Nebraska got AI dispatchers for their non-emergency calls.
I mean, bro. And think about that. You already have the military using a certain amount in in these different situations. Imagine understanding emergency versus non-emergency, and then how to get the right people on the call. Or maybe it's just direct, like because it's internal, like, yo, it can send it just pops up on the screen. Hey, this is where you're going next. Like I don't have to type in nothing because it's already there. Like, let me just send it straight to the EMT, or like it's just, I mean, I don't know. I could see how that works very well until maybe it doesn't, but I can see how it works very well.
Yeah, and then boom, there you go. Listen, Teco Shop, OTTO, you should get that checked out. Toko Draw says it's just a line they call. You have the police station at 911 and the Karen line.
Oh yeah, I
According to
forgot.
Teko's Ralph. Oh, that's the
You know, I ain't
like
never
311, I think, or
you
411
know,
in Rhode Island.
I ain't never called none of them. So I forgot they do have different lines for for that.
Yeah.
I've never called any of them.
There's a cat in the tree, or I see some suspicious
Okay.
behavior. People are taking the trash out on time. Like this X, Y, Z. Oh, okay, man, we'll get it. We'll take care of it.
Then you get there and you're like, really?
Guys, like,
Really?
we're on vacation. What are you talking about? We just came back.
Yeah.
All right, you can go inside, man. Human beings, I tell you, human beings are something else. They are something else. Well, listen, y'all, we definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us on this episode. Thank you for everybody that commented, and NC Worker, Operation Tech Takeover. Also, thank you so much as well, Techo's Ralph. You can definitely check out his page as well. We got a lot of content there, content there. So definitely check that out. And Techo's Ralph is also supposed to help with write reports, look up cases, and more. Well, that's interesting. That's definitely, if that's the case, they're gonna want that forever. No cop or they like to write reports. That, right? Nobody wants to write reports. It's a go gadget arms. Here's your cat ma'am. Getting the cat from the tree.
I used to tear up the cartoon version of that before school. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic. Inspector Gadget for y'all that don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely check that out. But yeah. So I wanted to throw this out there because we got a couple more minutes left. We got a brown box special that we want to drop to you today. For those who don't know, brown box special is a story that we could probably all relate to. It's either if you got fired, or if you got let go, or if you quit your job for various reasons. Now this one is different because they did get fired, but after a certain scenario happened. So this person said, got put on a PIP in October. Reason was a mix of me, 30% me, according to them, and a lot of my boss forming very wrong impressions of me, 70%, right? The PIP requirements actually weren't too bad. So I was thinking there's a good chance I can keep my job. So I busted my butt and beyond exceeded it. Got fired anyway. My boss nitpicked every tiny detail to make me look bad. Obviously, she never intended to keep me on. I was prepared this could happen and started applying a month ago. That's a key thing right there. With all the PIPs flying around these days, I figured I would warn others. A PIP isn't a guarantee you're done, but you got to decide if you want to just quit and work on a new position. I basically wasted 3 months.
I'm trying to figure out what's up.
Yeah. He said it comes to that 30%.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm like,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
I don't know. You can't. You gotta be able to take. You gotta be able to take some kind of responsibility if you're around me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah. Accountability, responsibility.
Both. Yeah.
I did it. Like, if you can't, I can't be around you. I feel like you might snake me, or so I don't know. Like, and here's why I say I'm not even saying that it's not a part of the boss as well, but at the end of the day, it's got to be higher than 30. Like it can't be 30.
No bueno at all.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one too, because when I'm thinking about PIP, you're thinking about just the work, right?
Yeah.
And that's a yes. If you could be joining us in the morning early, we'll be there. If anything changes, we'll let you know afterwards. But I think that's what he says, talking about the percentage. I'm thinking not just the work you do, but it's the attitude you have. People will fire you for having a bad attitude, right? For being detrimental to the morale of the team.
Yeah.
For gossiping and being along those different stuff and trying to like sabotage people. People will take you down for that. You can be awesome at your job, but if your attitude is not right,
you're not worth it.
And
you're not worth.
And then he said, my boss forming very wrong impressions about me. What impressions did you give off? That you're like, yeah, he formed a bad opinion about me. Was it that you were late? Was it that you were kind of not listening to the instructions? Like the PIP is a lot more, and that's what actually Techo's Ralph said. Most PIPs are the long route to the exit. didn't waste 3 months. They gave you 3 months to get your affairs in order and find another job.
100%.
Yeah, OTTO says 30% is close to 50% player. That was on you. I agree. That is a lot. If you said 10%,
that's a long way, bro. That's a long way.
That's a long way. And I think, I mean, and I'm speaking of somebody that has gone through that before and has beaten it, you know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with your attitude. Like if they see like, okay, it might be some other reasons, but you're working hard, you're a good attitude, you're a good team player in certain ways, that PIP could just be like a wake-up call. And like, hey, like he said, the requirements weren't bad. But at the end of the day, it's not about the requirements as much as about like, hey, we believe in you, we can do it. But even then, it might be a wise thing to look because you just don't know what's going to happen at the end of it.
But like you gotta don't forget like to be a light in the office as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that goes a long way.
A huge long way.
Yeah.
You know, if you're making it hard to be around and for people, like they're gonna get you out of that office, bro. Like or broette. Like it's, you know, it's one of those things where we need to cultivate our experience and our office culture. And if you're not, like, if you're being that bad apple, I can't have you spoiling my good. Like I can't have you spoiling all the good ones.
Yeah,
I'd rather cut you out. You know that black part on the banana. The rest of the banana is good. I'm cutting it out. I don't eat bananas like that, but I've seen them. And I don't know. I've seen some people, they do it. In my mind, if I was going to be eating a banana, I'm cutting that part out. It probably tastes the same. I don't know.
People do that for apples more, like cutting out part of the apple.
Yeah. Okay. Like, so let's go with that one. Yeah, because I'll cut it off of that too. Cutting it out. I don't want that part.
Yeah. OTTO said they're about culture fit for a reason. Can't come in and disrupt the morale. Absolutely. There's some people that they're like, I wasn't even pulling the PIP, but they just let me go. I'm like, the PIP is not something that they have to do. It's something that
that's hilarious.
You know, let me go. It's not something that they have to do. It's like if you're a problem child, they're just gonna drop you off at the orphanage. That's it. And then you gotta find another place to live. That's what it is. Man. Please, sir, may I have some more? Not here. You gotta go. But like y'all, if y'all have ever experienced that, Trey just mentioned he's been through a PIP. I've been through it. Thankfully I was able to go through it. And to succeed, and it not be an issue moving forward. And then the other issues were removed. I'll just say it like that. Because I proved it wasn't me. But no babies, kids in here. Orphanage. PIPs are for protection when necessary, but it's a lot of maintenance. Good point. A lot of maintenance. Yeah, and listen, I don't know if do you know anybody that's going through that right now that's been put on a PIP? There was a season, I think I talked to you about it. Was it 2 years ago? Almost 2 years ago, 1.5 at this point, with a lot of people that I knew of who were good at their job or whatever the case may be that were put on a PIP. Some of them, most did not survive that. Because again, it's not just about you per se. It's just an opportunity for the company to reorganize things. They can let you go too. they could, but then it's gonna be something that they need to, like, are they protected then if that person retaliates and said, hey, I was unlawfully let go of. So yeah, that is our Brown Box special today. Thank you so much, guys, for rocking with us. And I appreciate everybody that commented. We always love to shout you out towards the end. We got Tech Coach Ralph that commented. Thank you so much. OTTO, always in the building. He was the first comment today. Thank you so much as well. And an NC Worker. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
So appreciate you guys again for rocking us on this episode of Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.